let's go ahead and get to what is going on with the Somalis in Minnesota, and I guess globally. I don't know, I feel like this is a global effort. So Trump, after calling Somalis garbage, his administration has surged ICE agents into Minnesota, Minneapolis. Specifically, Tom Homan was questioned on this new operation. Let's take a listen to that.
That Somali community in Minnesota is about 80,000 people. The vast majority are U.S. citizens or legal residents. So what is the reason for sending ICE there?
Well, look, we also know there's a large illegal Somali community there. There's illegal alien community, large illegal alien community there. You know, if you're a U.S. citizen, you know, you have nothing to fear.
The president said very clearly this week that he doesn't want Somali immigrants in America. He called them garbage. Is that the real reason this operation is happening in the Somali community?
No, I think President Trump's referring to public safety threats as national security threat from Somalia and every other country.
Well, he didn't say that. He said
he's been clear from day one.
He talked about the whole community.
Well, look, I'm not aware what the President Trump was thinking when he said that, but I agree with President Trump.
So, Emily, it's I think it's worth people thinking for a moment, too, about why we do have such a significant Somali community. And, you know, they ended up in Minnesota in particular, but why we had these successive waves of Somalis who were brought in, the vast majority of whom, by the way, are U.S. citizens. So they shouldn't be subject to these deportation efforts, even though we know that ICE has, you know, discriminated by color and by their ethnic background in the past.
Some numbers on that quickly. So not a citizen as of 2023, 9.5%.
Yeah.
U.S. born, 38.8%. Naturalized citizen, 45.4%. So it's about 1 in every 10 is not a citizen.
Yeah. So the biggest reason why we have a significant Somali population here is you had a civil war in Somalia. It was brutal. And you may ask yourself, did the U.S. play any role in that civil war? And the answer, of course, would be yes.
And the question is, of course, rhetorical.
I mean, we used Somalia basically as a pawn and a plaything during the Cold War, flooded the zone with all kinds of U.S. weapons, also forced this like IMF World Bank adjustment, like austerity onto them, which stripped their own domestic capacity to sort of feed themselves and, you know, cause these austerity conditions. We were very important in terms of creating the conditions for the civil war and the fallout and the chaos that made it necessary for people to flee Somalia for other places. So that is, I think, always important, especially as we're contemplating this regime change effort in Venezuela. Like for the vast majority, you and Sagar are pretty much on an island, correct me if I'm wrong, Emily, in opposing the regime change effort in Venezuela. Yeah. A lot of the America Firsters, even people who had a problem with war with Iran, are like, yeah, sure, Venezuela, Maduro's a bad guy. Let's go for it. Why the hell not? And I don't want to hear a fucking word from these people when there is a failed state and another refugee crisis. Like, we are causing those problems. And so, you know, if you want to have fewer migrants, and I think we all should actually want people to have a place where they can live and not have to flee war and famine and devastation, then maybe we should stop destroying and using these countries as pawns and playthings and destroying so many other places around the world. Just a thought. In any case, the Somali community has responded in, I think, the most glorious way possible. Like, the most glorious way possible. Mac was saying we need to make all of them citizens just as a reward for their memeing efforts. So in response to these brazen attacks from Trump calling them garbage and now the ICE incursion into Minneapolis and all of this, they have been, I guess, playing with memes that take the language that Israelis use to justify their claim of the land of Israel and also claim of Palestine, taking that language and appropriating it themselves and saying, like, Minnesota was promised to us 3,000 years ago and we're the real founding farmers and all of this. It's incredible, you know, sort of like—
You just said founding farmers.
Did I really?
Amazing. Great restaurant. We love it.
Founding fathers.
Real founding fathers. They would probably claim that as well. These memers are so good. They would probably be like, we created founding farmers.
Founding farmers. They also were involved in that creation.
I think it's from the North Dakota Farmers Union, and there are Somalis in North Dakota.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure Ilhan Omar went to college in North Dakota.
So in any case, founding fathers, founding farmers, they're claiming it all. Let's go ahead and take a look at one of these memes. This is C3, the way that they are using this lexicon.
Brothers, behold it, the white land of the north. Snow everywhere. But look, the skyline, just like on the old drawings. 3 centuries our elders told, behold, this is Mina Somalia. 3 centuries past, it was promised to us. On these horses through the snow, we have found our land at last.
And Emily, I think honestly, if you oppose this, I think you are anti-Somalitic.
Anti-Somalitic?
Need to be called out for that. In fact, you might be anti-Somalite of the week.
Oh no!
Should start that account.
Oh no!
Let's put up some more of these. C4. We've got a whole bunch of these. I love them. Okay, so this one says, "This is our proposal," and it's got a map. It says the West Bank, and it's like California, Oregon, and Washington, and then the New Jersey Strip. We've got. Let's see the next one. This is. Then they zoom in on the quote unquote West Bank, and it has, just like in the West Bank in Palestine, all these different areas that are like Bantustan's, and then under control of, they say under Somali control, under Somali and ANA control, occupied by Somali Defense Force. So we've got that one going on. Let's see the next one. Some food appropriation here. They say Somali food, and it's tacos, egg fried rice, sushi, and pizza, invented by the Somali 3,000 years ago. Play on how the Israelis like to claim lots of Middle Eastern and Mediterranean cuisine. Here we have a series of politicians kissing the Mall of America wall.
Is this supposed to be Alyssa Slotkin next to Mike Pence and Mike Pompeo? Between two mics? Or is it Kirsten Nelson?
I have no idea. For some reason, Bill Barr is involved here. We've got, Mike Pence, Mike Pompeo.
It might be the Trump 1 cabinet. Yeah, that might be supposed to be Kirsten
We've got some
Nielsen.
throwbacks here, but I mean, the legacy of our commitment to the Mall of America goes back. This one, Emily was a little uncomfortable with, but this is, this is a famous picture of a guy who's from Brooklyn, right? It says, "If I don't steal, someone else will." And it's a Somali holding up the Somalian flag. So we've got that one as well. Some of them are a little problematic.
Oh, some of them are very. I saw one AI rendering of a Somali Stonewall Jackson.
Oh my God.
It's incredible.
And now we have a, this sort of infamous like Manifest Destiny picture that DHS account was tweeting out recently. And instead of like a white angel floating over, it's a Somali woman who actually looks a lot like Ilhan Omar, who is floating over all of this. So playing with the themes of the Israeli talking points and colonialism in general. And the thing I've appreciated is they just keep going. Like they keep pushing the lore,
more and more layers,
like deeper and
more
deeper,
layers.
And really, there's accounts now that are like supposed to be like AIPAC but Somalia, and then there's the accounts that are calling out that account, and I'm enjoying the whole thing. I honestly, genuinely like to make a serious point about it. I think it is a really brilliant way to respond to these attacks because, listen, I mean, I think what Trump said should be called out as racist. It is racist, but also, it's not exactly news that Trump uses racism in effectuating his policy and specifically his immigration policy. So if you're just saying, again, this is racist, it's going to not land as much, I think, as since we are all aware of that at this point, as like the trolling here, I think, is just another level and a great response.
Well, I mean, yeah, and I'm saying this as somebody who thinks we have wildly underplayed the problems of integration. I mean, Somalia is a completely different culture than the United States and Minneapolis. This is a country that has according to UNICEF, a 99.9% rate of, or 99% rate of female genital mutilation. So bringing a culture up into northern Minnesota, where you have such vast gulf, I mean, I think it has genuinely been a very tough assimilation progress. I know people in Minnesota feels like they've been screaming into the void about this for at least a decade. That said, this trolling shows assimilation to American meme culture in spades because
absolutely
it is I mean, there's nothing more appealing than self-deprecating humor. First of all, like across the board, anyone who can be like self-deprecating, you realize there's something kind of funny about the idea of Somalis walking across, what did they call it? The Great North.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and
walking across the
humor
lake.
is such a potent weapon. And then the other hilarious thing is like the people online who are taking this seriously, like, this is outrageous.
Yes.
They think this was promised to them 3,000 years
Yes.
ago. And meanwhile, they're posting about like, oh, Somalis' IQs are low. And it's like, bro.
Well, so that's how it
You just fell for
started.
this.
And if people weren't following this closely, that's basically how it started. Is somebody, I don't know who the first person was, but somebody put out a video of somebody like dead serious, deadpan, making this claim to camera, trolling Israel, saying we were promised this land, and a couple people fell for it and were like, "This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard." It's like, oh boy. Have I got something even dumber for you? It's rough.
Look in the mirror, my friend.
Yikes. Yeah, no, I mean, it's been wonderful. It's been a sight to behold.
I mean, humor is a weapon. And this is part of Trump, like why he gets away with
100%.
so much is because
Yeah.
he's funny. And that is an unfortunate reality of who he is. And
It breaks
so,
people's brains.
It does. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, if you're trying to otherize a people, which is what they're trying to do, say they don't belong, they don't fit in, they're garbage, they all need to go, blah, blah, blah. And your response is this incredibly relatable, nuanced humor, which is sort of irresistible. Like you're instantly humanizing yourself, number one, instantly demonstrating to your point a high level of cultural competency. And it's disarming. It's just fundamentally disarming.
Yeah, and they're playing on what's funny is that like obviously these are different cultures with different histories, and that's like it's great self-deprecating humor, and it's like aware of it's not running from the I don't know the controversy. It's kind of leaning into it. To your point about Trumpian tactics,
Right.
so it's very, very clever and very, very funny.
Yeah.
Hey, if you like that video, hit the like button or leave a comment below. It really helps get the show to more people.
And if you'd like to get the full show ad-free and in your inbox every morning, you can sign up at breakingpoints.com.
That's right. Get the full show, help support the future of independent media at breakingpoints.com.